catch a good buddy of mine, a father again, and continues to grow as a musician. Jimmy Russell, welcome back to the Jake Feinberg Show.
Hi, friends. Thanks for having me.
Can you just talk about this gig in particular? I mean, it's how often do you play, and who's going to show up?
So this is really one of the most special gigs I've ever had in the lexicon of my experiences playing music. It came about when I lost my church gig at the Laurel Thirst on Sundays. I think I had a little bit too much fun, and then the band got back together that had broken up, and I moved on. And I immediately found this. It was like a window opened, and I found this gig.
Yeah.
And it's really in one of the only non-gentrified blues bar in Portland that I've found. It's all the community members that have grown up around here that show up every week. It's the same. Everyone's tight-knit. The average median age is about 72. They pour the stiffest drinks, but
Right.
and then all the legendary Portland blues players come through all the time.
Wow.
And it was our most recent drummer is Dennis Dove, who grew up in Brooklyn and played the Buckets and was involved with Stomp the Yard Broadway musical.
Played
and,
Buckets.
Yeah. And so now he makes his living touring around teaching kids how to play the Buckets and doing community building, and does this with us for fun. That was a little non sequitur side tangent, but
Well, no, I want you named your son, your 4-month-old son.
Yeah.
After Reggie Houston.
Yeah.
So talk about how you connected with Reggie originally.
Okay, essentially Michael Elson, the keyboardist, who is the most wonderful multi-tributary keyboardist in town, and he was Reggie's MD, and so he said, who do I know that wants to, or who could embody the Reggie guitar? And he called me, and it was the best gig that I
Why
ever
though?
picked
Why?
up.
Explain to the audience, because I mean, deep New Orleans roots. I mean, he's played those. But he played for social justice,
Yeah.
right?
It's like Reggie is a national treasure of musical experiences. We go to his house to practice. It's a 2-hour practice. We practice one song for 15 minutes. We don't even do that on the set. And then the next hour and 45 minutes is him talking about Earl King and the phone booth that he would take calls at, or how to get invited into Fats Domino's band once you've been kicked out. You know, you just
Earl
wait
King, man.
you just wait 2 weeks and then bring a pie. but ultimately, this gig is so special because it is a true synthesis of community and musicians coming together, and it's the spirit is there.
Where do you? And I mean, life is busy on many fronts, but where do you feel like you need to grow the most as a human being or as a musician?
Oh, that's a good question. Fuck.
Sunday afternoon hang, dude.
Well, I broke my most important guitar finger, and so I'm in my Django Reinhardt days, and it will recover, but my playing will never be the same. So
People are gonna say why you related to Django.
because Django Reinhardt only had 2 fingers and was the best guitar player, one of the best guitar players.
Yeah.
And I qualify the quality and content of a musician not by how many notes they play, but by the quality of the notes. That, as Little Richard would say, make my big toe shoot up in my boot. And he played the best notes, but also lots of them. And so as part of my physical rehabilitation, I'm going to start working more out of the Omni book, which is Charlie Parker heads and solos.
Wow.
And then also with Django stuff, because might as well. This is my synthesis superhero origin story.
So you feel like you might be even a quicker player, better
Well,
player?
I mean, potentially, but ultimately what came about with this is I have no extra ergonomics in terms of physical or spiritual energy to attempt things I can't do. So when I hear the music coming from the channel, I hit the meat and potatoes.
I dig.
And it's really crazy because
Just simple, straight home American.
yeah, it's my Freddie King, BB King.
Grease.
It's all
Grease.
the good blues, and I've had such peak musical experiences with the Broken Finger that are just completely unexpected. Last week I filled in for Jubu at the Blues Fest, and I said, I'm pretty sure you'd know a guitar player with 5 fingers, but it went very well, and I just played at a music festival a couple weeks ago in Sawtooth, Stanley, Idaho, and one of my most favorite players of all time.
I remember that. I saw that
Is
advertisement.
Allie Crawl, who is a bluegrass player in that scene, and she plays the violin, and I have such a deep musical crush on her because of the content of her notes. It reminds me of, again, like Eric Dolphy or Jimi Hendrix or whoever, but the quality of the notes.
Mm-hmm.
And she walked up on stage, and I'm like, I never thought I'd play with her, and I never fantasized I'd do it with 3 fingers. And
You pulled it off. You hit
no,
it.
and it's all. It shows me that music is spiritual and not corporal, because my musical flow is still the same. I hear what I want to play, and so now I just whichever finger is closest.
Right. Keep it real simple. Meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
Grease.
But as the initial question was like, I do want to.
Where do you want to expand? Because I mean,
expand in terms of dexterity in this format. Because to be frank, I started as a jazz bass player, and then was learning Jimi Hendrix in my bedroom.
playing
at the
bass
same
fiddle?
time. No, bass guitar.
But I mean, jazz bass. You're
Yeah.
playing electric,
Like I can read and I can walk.
But you never played upright bass.
I did a little bit, yeah. But it was a.
Dude, that's what that.
But it was also like this.
I can see you playing a washtub bass.
No,
you
it
know?
was a sadistic endeavor in that it was the heaviest, most like hard strings. And so I didn't play it for long, but I learned guitar purely as a visceral, emotional thing, and I never put in the dexterous work. I worked out the Omnibook and stuff, but it always would go back to that. So now I've been having fantasies and my daydreaming about how I'm going to engage in some real shedding.
How do you keep the tunes like in blues music? Do you ever play the same song the same way once?
No.
How does that work? Because I mean, like that's the magic of music to me. Because it's not a formula trip, and you're not a formula musician.
No, there's a paradigm of culture that there's the wheelhouse of the paradigm, and so I've learned the paradigm, and I have a saying that each gig is 2 hours no matter what. I don't give
What does that mean?
I don't give a fuck anymore. Like sometimes the humidity is high, sometimes the humidity is low, sometimes it's going bad, sometimes it's going really good. Sometimes you're like walking on water where the whole band is in this psychic vibratory state.
Sure.
And everything is beautiful. Other times you can tell shit's going bad, the tempos are pulling in all different directions, and I really don't care either way. And I've come to terms with trying to
Just listen.
to sink in to my listen to my
Right?
voice,
Like, yeah.
and then if it goes, the Chinese saying, good luck, bad luck, I can't tell. So it's like I can't really tell what it is, but I will always go for it, and I don't really care anymore if something goes well or does not.
Right.
And half the time I can't tell either way.
You're not carrying that baggage off the bandstand.
No.
Yeah.
So it's a pure expression of the humidity of the universe, and we Turquoise, the band Turquoise, opened for the Quick and Easy Boys their first 2 West Coast tours, which was absurd, and we had the same booking agent, but after the first tour, we got on our second tour, and a couple of their members finally, got a little loose and opened up with me on the road, and they said, Jim, we can't really tell if we like you or not, because you play a different set every night. It's so laissez-faire, and then when you play the same songs, they're completely different, and like we can't. They said literally, we can't tell if you're good or not. Like no,
But people,
and I told them, I said, I'm so happy you said that because like you're fucking Berkeley kids. And
is that what they are?
Yeah. They're all Berkeley kids,
Yeah.
and they play the same set and the same verbatim solo
How
every
do they get
night.
off on that?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like I told
You
them,
got to get off on it to get the audience.
but
off.
I said, you know,
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing about you guys.
They love that you went out on a limb. You guys
Yeah.
in that venue.
And-
yeah. Do you also like play as many bars as you want, basically, kind of thing? Like
Yeah.
when you stretch.
Oh yeah. No, and it's I don't play.
It's
with
the Dow, man. It's the Dow. The Dow. It just makes it.
No, and I don't play with anybody at this point because they won't hire me, who doesn't have empathy or humor.
Sure.
And
because you want to be that kind of person. You want to put that in your music
and
anyway.
It's 2 hours no matter what, and it's why not follow the humidity of the universe?
One final question for you. Can you just talk about the late great Turtle Vandamar? I saw you the first time ever at Laurel Thirst with Sean, Turtle. It was an eclectic mix of Portland musicians, but it burned hard. And Turtle and I tried to work on a book.
Yeah.
Never came to being, but I'd like you to riff on him. You knew him, you played with him.
Turtle was like the Marlboro Man. But the Marlboro Man who had a wide lexicon of
life,
and he showed me so much. And now this goes back to another question. What I need to do is learn the Turtle songs, because I always, I didn't want to play these songs while he was here, but as a part of tribute, I will learn those songs. So thank you for bringing that up. But Turtle, there's something that happens when you get old. Your brain starts to pickle, and he exhibited his music and did it up until the end, and like a ultimate he sacrificed his life to music, but it's what gave him life. Is all.
Did you learn from him non-verbally, or was he someone you would have conversations with?
Oh no, I would talk.
The Marlboro Man was non-verbal. Let's be clear about that. I've never heard that cat say a word.
Yeah, no. That I would joke with his wife Carmen a lot,
Carmen, sure.
And he tolerated our shenanigans.
Oh, dude, you got two peas in a pod right there when you guys are cooking, man.
But he was meat and potatoes in that he just wanted to show up, play his gigs, and he played them well, and was a conduit within the stream of Americana music that is just priceless.
Jimmy Russell, man, I cannot wait to melt my face off for the next couple hours, man. I love you, brother. I'll be seeing you a lot over the next few days. Thank you for being part of the show, as always.
It's 2 hours no matter what.
Yeah, tonight's going to be a good one, man. It's the Jake Feinberg Show. See you later.